Hello from Myrtle Beach. Today we're going to give you a tour of Ocean Boulevard here in September and show you what it's like and what's new. Hi, I'm Carmen. If you're new here, we cover everything in the Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area. And if you're a return viewer, welcome back. We're so glad to have you with us. So we're starting from the south end and heading to the north end. Our last few videos that we've done on our bicycle have been going the other direction. And I know some of you like us to switch it up once in a while, so we're going to go the other direction today. I just want to point out at the very beginning of this video, you can go back and look if you'd like to see it. There's a Holiday Inn Club Vacations Oceanfront Resort. We have a video on that. It just came out right before this video, so a lot of you ask us for great places to stay here. We would highly recommend that, and no, we're not affiliated with them. We just had family stay there, and it was a beautiful 2-room villa. They have 3 and 4 rooms as well. So definitely something worth checking out if you're looking for an oceanfront stay. And no, you do not have to be a member of the Holiday Inn Vacation Club to stay there. We have also stayed at this Marriott Residence Inn on the right. Brian and I have stayed there a couple of times. We have a couple of videos on that, both oceanfront view and street view. So again, if you're interested in that, anytime you want to find something on our channel, just go to Carmen and Brian on YouTube and search Carmen and Brian Myrtle Beach Residence Inn or Carmen and Brian Myrtle Beach Holiday Inn Vacation Club, and those will pop right up and you can check those out. And that goes for anything, any topic on our channel. We've got literally thousands of videos, so if you're interested in a topic in Myrtle Beach, we probably have a video on it out there. So as you can see, it's a little overcast today. Some of you that have been visiting with us recently have commented on it being overcast. Yesterday it was sunny off and on most of the day, but today it's a little overcast, and a couple of days before that it was overcast. So we have been, but no rain, just sort of this dreary overcast looking. But the temperatures have been really pleasant. The highs in the low 80s. For those of you who are not familiar with the weather in this area, it is moderate in September as long as we don't have a hurricane or tropical storm. We just have pleasantly warm with not so high humidity. It could be higher compared to what you're used to if you're coming from the north, but it's just nice, pleasant weather in my opinion. September and October are my 2 favorite months here, especially October, because October is when you really start seeing fewer people. It's like the tourist season, so to speak, starts winding down a little. But what's nice here is nothing really closes except Family Kingdom Amusement Park and I think a couple of restaurants, but most things stay open year round here, and that is really nice. If you missed it on that clock, it is 10:36. We just passed a big digital clock. It's 10:36 in the morning. We always get questions about that. My plan is to have this video come out the same day that we're filming it, which is on a Saturday. So we always get questions about when was it filmed, and so that'll let you know right there. And then this is, if you're not familiar with Myrtle Beach, the main hotel row. It's called Hotel Row. It's called the main strip. This is the heart of Myrtle Beach when it comes to where all the hotels are. Now with attractions, this is not necessarily the heart of Myrtle Beach. We will pass attractions and I'll point those out as we get close to them, and most of those we have individual videos for as well if you want more details. But in my opinion, if you're looking for entertainment and attractions, you're going to find more of that at Broadway at the beach. It's a big entertainment district. Or if you're staying in North Myrtle Beach, there's Barefoot Landing, which is similar to Broadway at the beach. It's even owned by the same people. The same people manage those places. So they have some commonalities. They have some differences as well. If you see this sort of your breezeway, whatever you want to call it, over Ocean Boulevard, that is Landmark Resort. The reason I want to point that out, we've mentioned this many times, but just in case you're new to the channel, there is going to be a proposed Margaritaville resort. They are moving forward with it. It's a little further down from here, and it also is supposedly going to have a pedestrian walkway over Ocean Boulevard. So we'll see. We'll definitely keep you posted on that. There's actually a lot of new things coming to Ocean Boulevard, which is exciting. It's always exciting times. There's also going to be a Hilton resort that they're working on. That's going to be and I think it's going to be a Hilton Vacation Club. But again, it's just like the Holiday Inn. You do not have to be a Vacation Club member. When Brian and I travel, we usually stay at either a Hilton or Marriott Vacation Club property, and we are not Vacation Club owners with any of them. They're just nice because they're like full little, almost like a condo where you've got a full kitchen and everything. And we actually like that when we travel. We like having a kitchen and stuff. So that's just something to think about. It doesn't have to just be a plain old hotel room. And you know, some of it's budget based, but like that Residence Inn, they also have a kitchen in their rooms, and that's not a Vacation Club property there. I know that a lot of you have mentioned you like Holiday Sands North here. We get so many, we have not stayed there, but we get so many comments that that's a decent, reasonably priced place to stay. So if you're on a tighter budget, you might want to look into that. We can't vouch for it personally. Over to the right, we just passed Captain's Quarters. They're still doing some pretty major reno. If you missed it, they had a fire. No one was injured, thankfully, but their bowling alley was messed up and some other parts of the resort, so they are rebuilding that. I don't know when all that will reopen. The hotel is open. I'm just talking about the parts that were damaged, but in the process, they've decided to completely redo their front entrance and just make it look, I think, more grand. So that will be nice when they finish that. And again, we'll keep you posted on that. Do not have an ETA though. I know some of you asked me about the bowling alley. Is it coming back, and when will it be open? We don't have info on that. Over to the left is Family Kingdom that I mentioned. That does close for the off season, so to speak. That is one of the only things in this area that does have, closed down for the off season. But they will open back up in the spring. Their sign seems to have an issue, but I think that's basically what it's trying. Their sign's trying to say we'll be back in the spring. It's a fun little amusement park. It's definitely the biggest amusement park in this area. So it's something to check out, especially if you have kids. But I mean, Brian and I enjoy it, and we're adults, and so it's up to you what you like to do there. But that's something to consider for next year if you're coming next year. This parking lot to the right used to be Splash's Water Park. They demoed it, stayed vacant a while. Now it's a parking lot, but I don't know if it's going to stay that way because they didn't pave it. It's just a gravel parking lot. So they could definitely, if they wanted to in the future, they could definitely turn that into something else. So I also get questions about where we're at. We're now at 3rd Avenue South, in case you can't read the sign on the video. I know sometimes they don't show up that well. So that's where the cross street we're at, and we're going to go down the entirety of Hotel Row, but this is not all of Myrtle Beach. I think that gets really confusing to people. So south of us is Surfside Beach and Garden City Beach, and north of us is the city of North Myrtle Beach. But when we end this video, the city of Myrtle Beach actually goes on for a long way to the north. There's a lot more to see, a lot more of Ocean Boulevard. There's the Golden Mile. We have some bike tours of those northern areas on our channel. So again, you can go, and we have a bike tour playlist, so you can go and look, at those playlists, and if you want to see those other parts of Myrtle Beach and the part beyond what we're going to show today. But this is, like I said, sort of the heart and where most of the hotels are, but it's not where all of the hotels are. There's the 2nd Avenue Pier to my right and the Wicked Tuna. We've eaten at the Wicked Tuna at Merle's Inlet on the Marsh Walk. That's to the south of here. We have not eaten at this one. We did eat at this one when it was the restaurant before it became the Wicked Tuna, before the Wicked Tuna bought it. It does have amazing views. Wow, that is some serious demo on the left. And I don't know what was there. That is major demo. Looks like an entire hotel went bye-bye. It's probably one of those abandoned ones. The city, if you're not aware of this, the city of Myrtle Beach has been buying abandoned hotels here in Myrtle Beach and demoing them so that they can put, nice new stuff up in its place. Here's that Holiday Sands North to the right that I mentioned that a lot of you have said you like. And it's right on the boardwalk, by the way. The boardwalk is currently running parallel to us on the right side. That's the oceanfront side to the right, and to the left is 2nd Row, where you can stay across the street from the ocean. As you can see, they do have bike lanes here, sidewalks. This road is fairly pedestrian bike friendly. It doesn't mean there's not risks. Be careful. Bike at your own risk. We always say that. We do bike here, but you know, there's people from out of town, people looking at their phones, even though, by the way, if you're not familiar with South Carolina law, it just became illegal to touch your phone while you're in the car on September 1st. So now you can only do hands-free, so you can't touch anything. Also, we do have a juvenile curfew here. They changed the hours. If you're not with a parent or guardian and not out for, there's some exceptions to this. It's from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. in certain areas of Myrtle Beach, and the area we're in right now is one of those certain areas. Here's Ocean Escape on the right. That is a brand new place to stay on when you're on vacation. They look condo-like, but they're renting them. They're not for sale. I know a lot of you were hoping they would be for sale. They still have their open soon signs up, so it looks like they have not opened yet. They were supposed to open in July, but they haven't. My guess would be permitting holdups. That's usually what holds things up here from opening. I can't say that for sure. I don't know for certain. We're coming up in the main downtown part of Myrtle Beach. Looks like we got a volleyball tournament going on today over on the right side, and you can see a little ocean and the boardwalk. And then coming up is just a ton of sort of things to do, gift shops, attractions. You've got Ripley's Believe It or Not on the left. We've got a video of that, of course. There's also a bunch of other Ripley's attractions here that we have videos for. There's the Haunted Adventure, Ripley's Mirror Maze, Ripley's Illusion Lab, and Ripley's Crazy Golf. And we've got videos of all those. We've also got both a daytime and sunset video of the Skywheel, which you can barely see at this point. But there's also just a ton of gift shops here, a ton of places to eat. I think calling them restaurants, some of them are restaurants, but it's sort of a little bit of a stretch. These are casual. This is casual dining. I mean, there's plenty of casual restaurants, so I guess that's fine, but you're not going to find sort of sit-down fancy dining. This is not the area. If you want that oceanfront, look for, we always recommend Sea Captain's House, and you'll see that probably towards the end of this video. I'll try to point that out when we get to that. We've just always had consistent good food and service there. Here is all those Ripley's attractions, or here are all those Ripley's attractions on the left. The Gay Dolphins on the right, always have to give it a shout out. And yes, we got a video of it. It's a massive, unique gift shop. If you're here, definitely check it out. It's worth it. Also, if you want to come to this area and you're not staying in this area, there is a lot of parking options, and we have a parking video. Just search again for us and for parking, and that'll pop up for you. Where we show you where to park in this area. It even includes some free parking. If you don't mind walking a block, it's about a block, you can park for free. So, and the time is limited. I think it limits you to like 3 hours if they haven't changed it. But most of the things you're gonna do here probably wouldn't take more than 3 hours unless you're gonna hang out on the beach all day. So it's definitely worth looking into, save a few bucks. You might think, oh, who cares, I'll pay for it. But some of the parking's expensive. You know, it just depends on what lot you're in and where you're at. Here's the Landshark Bar and Grill right under the Skywheel. They're affiliated with each other. It's the same sort of building. You got some super thrill rides over to the left if you're into that extreme stuff. Leave us a comment if you're into extreme rides, or let us know if you're more like Carmen and not so much. Brian will do some crazy stuff, me not so much. And the older I get, the less I'm into I do like roller coasters and things like that, but once you get into those really just crazy drop type rides, that's not my cup of tea. But let us know in the comments how you are. Also, let us know in the comments, there's the Beach House Bar and Grill to the left, Riptides to the right. Let us know in the comments where your favorite place is to eat here when you're in Myrtle Beach. I'm just curious what your favorite place is to eat when you're here. And there's the Olympic Flame Pancake House. So many of you said you like that. I've not heard any bad things about it. If you have an opinion on it, definitely leave it in the comments. The Funplex to the left closed down. It closed down unexpectedly. I've had several of you ask me why. There was literally no information why it failed. I would guess finances, not enough people going. I don't know. You never know. I mean, it could even just be finance problems with the company itself that has nothing to do with how popular it is. You just never know. No way to tell unless they actually publish the information, which they did not. Here's Roxanne Towers, and right behind that is Atlantica. And then we're coming up here to one of the places where they are doing some, well, they're not doing much yet. They have been doing some sort of behind the scenes work because we've seen where they're prepping for it. This is going to be the location for the Margaritaville Resort. It's going to be on the right, on the left, and even third row, they've said. So all the way up, it's going to be a really big resort. I do not have an ETA when that's going to open. Also, we did show this in detail in one of our bike tours. There's the Shelby over to the right. That's where they completely redid an existing resort. And I couldn't see the rooms, but I saw the lobby and the pool area. It looks nice. It looks like they really did a nice update, and we brought this to you in our last video, but over to the left is Lulu's Cafe. Just in case you missed it, again, this is based on a Facebook post, so you take it with a grain of salt. It could be bad information, but the owner posted on Facebook that this is her last season and she is going to sell Lulu's, and she's going to start serving breakfast over at the Conch Cafe, which is way down in Garden City. So it's pretty far south from here. So if you love their food, you're gonna have to trek a little to go down there and eat the breakfast if you're interested. But we'll see. We'll let you know if that happens or whether it doesn't, because like I said, people change their mind. I'm not saying she didn't mean it when she posted it, but I've noticed with Facebook posts, sometimes people change their mind and something else happens. We're right next to the Breakers right now. I know that's a popular resort. What's your favorite resort to stay in here in Myrtle Beach? Not only do we like to know that, but it also helps other people know where to stay. It gives people good ideas. Here's the Courtyard and Spring Hill Suites by Marriott over to the right. That's fairly new. That opened in 2024. So that's another thing. Newer resorts are just nicer. They just are. And that Holiday Inn I told you about at the very beginning of the video, that just opened last year also. And it's I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. Over to the right is where they're going to build that Hilton Vacation Club property that I mentioned to you. That's going to be oceanfront as well. Also, they're supposed to extend the boardwalk down to where that Margaritaville Resort is going to be. I'd be okay with the Margarita Resort, but the Margaritaville Resort is going to be, so that would be nice. Our boardwalk is 1.2 miles now, so that would be pretty cool if they extended it a little bit further. Up here on the right, where you see some of this construction-ish stuff, they are doing the Ocean Outfall project. That is where they are moving storm drain lines. Instead of them just dumping out right on the beach, they're moving them way out to sea. So that's a great thing. It's really great. We're so glad they're doing that. It's good for so many reasons. First of all, that's just dumping a lot of bacteria right there into where people are swimming. But also it's just going to look nicer. I mean, it's just good all the way around for the beach. So that's a really good project that they're doing. And now we're into like the super high rise section. It's kind of funny to me that, you know, before we see low rise, high rise. By the way, there's Lost Mine Miniature Golf. That's the only mini golf that is here on Ocean Boulevard. Unless you count the one that's like sort of before you get on Ocean Boulevard proper, there is sort of a mini golf back there. But if you are looking for mini golf, go to Kings Highway. And again, we have videos on that. There are tons of mini golf and putt-putt, whatever you like to call it. I understand in Canada, they call it mini putt. Whatever you like to call the game, there's tons of those on Kings Highway, which is also called 17 Business. That is just go a little left from here, and then it runs parallel to Ocean Boulevard. And there's also a lot of restaurants, grocery stores, just all kinds of stuff on that street. So if you spend any time in Myrtle Beach and you have a car, you'll probably spend some time on Kings Highway. And it's busy, just like Ocean Boulevard can be. And then we're coming up here to the Sea Captain's house that I just mentioned earlier in the video. If you are looking for oceanfront dining, that's what we would recommend. Now, if you just want waterfront dining and you want something different than just seafood, they have seafood. We actually recommend Sloppy Jose's down in Merle's Inlet. We really enjoyed that, but that's got a marsh water view, not ocean. So if you're looking for ocean view, definitely we recommend Sea Captain's house. Just good food, and they have outdoor seating and indoor seating. If you'd like to learn more about Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.